So, in case you've been living under a rock, in Japan, there are millions of teenagers who wake up every single day and somehow manage to spend more time doing schoolwork than you spend actually being awake. Seriously, these kids are out here studying like their entire future depends on it. Therefore, what does everyone assume when they hear this? Wow, these kids must be ridiculously disciplined and motivated. They're probably waking up at 5 a.m., sipping matcha green tea, meditating, and then diving into a solid 10 hours of homework. Most of these students would much rather be playing video games or reading manga than cramming for their exams. Some don't even bother with breaks. And don't even get me started on showering. Who has time for that when you've got exams to fail? The real secret to productivity? A few cups of iced matcha lattes to fuel the grind, because caffeine is basically a legal performance-enhancing drug at this point. So, what's the secret? How do they keep crushing it day after day, like some kind of productivity robot? Well, buckle up, because the answer is way less complicated than you think. I was this close to spending weeks reading those annoying productivity books. You know, the ones that promise to unlock the secret to success in 12 easy steps. But instead, I hit the jackpot and found a couple of books that explain it all in just a few hours. No mystical bookstores, no ancient secrets. I just Googled it. And instead of wasting months, I wasted an afternoon. Here's what I learned. Stop forcing yourself to work all the time. Find a way to enjoy it, or at least make it less soul-crushing. If you're grinding through endless tasks just to survive, you're going to burn out faster than a cheap flashlight. Taking breaks is not a waste of time. In fact, taking breaks makes you more productive. And the best part, you gotta start working before you feel like it. Motivation doesn't show up first, folks. No, you've got to trick your brain into thinking it's a good idea. If you're waiting for inspiration to strike, good luck. Just start the work. And honestly, the more I thought about it, the more I realized productivity is basically like a hamster wheel. First, you get motivated. Motivation makes you want to work. Getting work done makes you feel good. That good feeling makes you more motivated. And boom, you're stuck in this loop. Motivation, work, good feelings, more motivation, more work. It's like a video game, but with way more stress and no fun sound effects. And you know what's hilarious? You could spend 2 weeks avoiding that essay, but then surprise, 30 minutes before it's due, you suddenly channel your inner Shakespeare and crank out the greatest piece of writing the world has ever seen. Why? Because deadlines have an uncanny ability to supercharge motivation. Now here's the deal with to-do lists. Want to get things done. Every time you check something off, your brain gets a little dopamine hit. Feels good, right? It's like your brain's version of a participation trophy. And guess what? You want more trophies. So you will keep checking things off your list. It's how productive people do it. They break up big tasks into tiny, manageable chunks, and with each tiny chunk they finish, bam, more motivation. But what if motivation is nowhere to be found? Here's the trick. Don't wait for it. Start with one tiny thing. Write one sentence, read one paragraph, do one thing. Just one. It is like tricking yourself into doing a workout. You start with 5 pull-ups, and before you know it, you're on your 30th and feel like a superhero. Same goes for work. Even the best productivity plans can go sideways. Tiredness, confusion, boredom, distractions. They'll wreck your flow faster than you can say, I'll do it later. But don't worry, you've got this. Tired? Sleep. Confused? Make a to-do list. It's like a treasure map, but instead of gold, you find accomplishment. Bored? Change your scenery. Work in a closet, a park, or even the bathroom. People will stare, but who cares? Anxiety? Ask, what's the worst that can happen? Will this matter in 5 years? And if you fail that exam, Photoshop your grade. Distractions? Silence your phone or toss it out of the room. Out of sight, out of mind. No one's calling you anyway. So, in conclusion, productivity isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about just starting. Don't sit around waiting for motivation to magically appear. Start working and motivation will show up eventually. It's a simple cycle you can start today. Go ahead, start now. You've got this. And oh, by the way, if you're enjoying this video, consider subscribing to support future content. Thank you.